Hey everybody, it's Marina Kay. I'm at a coffee shop in Capitol Hill in Seattle. Yesterday was my first day of writing class. Electric nonfiction was the topic, and I was so excited to go. But I had several things that happened to me over the past 2 days, 3 days, that I was totally looking forward to the class, but I was just so annoyed. So on Monday, I went looking for different apartments, cool places to live, so I can be a little bit closer to work and all of the appointments and stuff that I have in the center of the city. Because let's face it, I love to have my time be as efficient as possible. So if I want to rest, I am able to do so. And in 15, 20 minutes get to where I need to be, as opposed to hopping on a bus and showing up in an hour. So there was that. And I was at Andy Co band, which is a Grateful Dead cover band. And for some reason I was really annoyed. I went to go and say hello to my friends, and one of the guys in the band just gave me a fist bump, which is okay, but another girl started doing some weird handshakes with me, and it's just kind of like, wake up, this is 2016. If you have no interaction with other black people, you don't need to be giving me gangster signs. First of all, I don't know what movies you're watching, but that's really annoying to me. And anybody that I know in my circle, we would be equally as offended. So it just I ended up having to leave, and it's cool. I get it. Some of these people were from the 60s, just throwing up, the fist, black power. Yeah, that's cool sometimes. But if you're just saying that when you see me, you're like, black power, I don't really know how to take that, but thank you anyway. So I was on my way to class, and a car almost hit me when the crosswalk clearly said that pedestrians have the right of way, literally a block away from where I was supposed to go. I was just really annoyed. And then I went to class, and the instructor could not look me in the eye for about 20 minutes into the session, and I was sitting directly across from him with three of my peers on both sides. There are 7 of us attempting to write different types of novels. And when I started to speak up, he interrupted me, as another woman had 15 minutes to speak on irrelevant topics, but we all paid money for it, so I'm not going to get annoyed. But then he started teaching limitations as opposed to potentiality. And this is again, 2016, wake up. We do not limit ourselves. And if you read any book at all, this is chapter 1 of any awakening or enlightened book. You are not what you do. So, nails down a chalkboard, that is the most annoying, just terrifying thing that I could hear. Just being spiritually sensitive now, hypersensitive maybe. But one woman shared that this is her first writing class. She usually paints, and the instructor said, "Oh, you're a painter," and I was like, "Oh my God." As the session went on, I began to share my experience about Mexico, and he gasped, and he shared that he wanted our writing to be a safe place where we can fully express ourselves, as opposed to smoking imaginary cigarettes and sharing what is art. But that just was very annoying. It was so annoying that I did the assignment, and because I was on my laptop, I can write very quickly. We were supposed to talk about a scene of emergency, like Wallace did, and dramatic action. So that's a cornerstone of writing. That's, conflict, dramatic action, what you want versus what you don't want, but whatever is you're up against, or the character is up against. So I was like really annoyed. I was silenced when I wanted to share things. And when I completed the assignment, I shared, hey, I had 2 moments of emergencies. One was when I was in Mexico, and the other was when I went home to Africa. And I then shared, hey, when I went to Mexico, I was in law school before that and just needed to, reevaluate a few things. He then attributed the fact that I completed the assignment that he asked us to complete to the fact that I went to law school. Now, the assignment was to fill out the diagram. Me going to law school has nothing to do with the fact that I completed the assignment. I completed the assignment because that was the assignment. So it's just really annoying. Like, bitch, you are all up in my Kool-Aid and you don't even know my flavor. I gave you 1 nugget and bitch, you don't know my life. I was just annoyed. And the fact that I went to law school had no bearing on the fact that I completed the assignment. That's just that being typecasted like that, where people are so petulant, so small in their thinking, even gets my blood racing so much. I just went to a homeopathic place. I had to pick this up after almost getting in my car. It's just like very annoying people. This is 2016, and I'm just annoyed where he had been given a platform to talk about his memoir. He's writing a memoir on he has a hole in his heart, or did, and he was getting strokes. So when he had a stroke, he starts his memoir at the beginning when he had a stroke, when he was feeding his daughter a bottle, and an entire side of his arm and right side of his body went numb. He was then on the operating table. So he's sharing that not only then was this a love letter to his daughter, but he was a recovering opiate addict. So the fact that when he went to open heart surgery, it was fear that 1, he may die, but 2, while he was under surgery, they had to give him opiates. And so when he was recovering, as opposed to being there for his daughter, all he could think about was, not feeding his craving to become addicted. Nobody made noises or gasped or, made any sort of rude commentary about his experience. However, when I shared mine, then there was all kinds of noise. I'm the only minority. I'm the only African American woman in this class. It's a majority women and 1 male, but they all had platforms to speak. But when I did, it was just kind of like, you're in this box. And I'm very annoyed. Like, I paid money for this class, and the Starbucks cup that he was drinking was like, I helped pay for that. These classes are not cheap. So, I'm here writing a book, but to discredit everything that I'm doing and give yourself an elevated status is like, there's so many books in the world. There's no competition. You were creating your own job. So I sent this guy an email like, look, this is supposed to be a space where we're sharing our experiences. This is supposed to be a space without judgment. And this is the space that you said you wanted to create. When you did yours, you're, sharing about what your memoir is about. Nobody had done that. It was so annoying to me that he was preaching what our limitations were. Here, this is what nobody cares about you this much. He said, only Barack Obama can write an autobiography. Nobody cares about you that much to do that. People maybe care about you this much where you can do an essay, or that much where you can do a memoir. Okay, that's for anybody else who wants to write an autobiography to choose, not to decide, but choose whether they want to do that, but not for an instructor to tell you what you are limited to. That's up to anybody else. I'm so disgusted that these are the people that are teaching. This is not even an actual school. This is just a workshop. But that this is the common person. We need to get up and revolt now because, ew. I mean, this is book 101. This is like session 101. You pick up any awakening book, Awake Now, Untethered Soul, anything, where you are not what you think, you are not what you do, you're beyond all of that, and your human potentiality is incredible because you are a spirit. But to be in that situation with that low vibration and that low energy was just, it could have been everything had been compacted, right? Up until this point, almost getting hit by a car, people not knowing how to have interactions with people of other races. It's just annoying. Like, we really have to, people have got to wake up. I'm just like, ugh. So I sent an email to Homeboy, like, bro, like I was approached by 2 women that said they felt badly about the situation that happened. So I'm gonna need for you to practice mindfulness with other people of other races and not cut me off because like, all right, I'm about to just take a little bit of this tincture, sip on some more kombucha, but just annoying, like, you know, nobody is creating or propagating hate, but in order to talk about where we're going to be united, we have to talk about where we're being divided. So the last post that I posted on Facebook about the MTV documentary entitled White Privilege, a friend, and it was associated with a hashtag white people. And somebody saw that. I'm sure he didn't even see the documentary, but just was like, why are you propagating hate? This is the man pinning us against each other. Nobody's pinning anybody against anybody. These are issues that I deal with on a daily basis, and I'm sick of it. It's not my job to educate anybody on white privilege or what is going on, but I'm going to talk to my friends about my experiences so they are also awake. Because this happens to me often. It happens to a lot of people often. Homophobia is real. Issues against women is real. Issues against minorities are real. There's nobody pitting anybody against each other. So I'm not going to stay silent about my experiences, and I don't encourage any of you to do the same either. If we all want to preach one love, let's talk about, like, we love each other, but there are problems. So, you know, we have to tell people what's going on so we can fix it. Okay, well, I'm writing my novel now, my book, and I'm at the coffee shop before work, and I forgot some stuff, so I'm going to have to go home. But yeah, this is Marina Kay signing out from Seattle, and post your experiences and comment down there. Thank you so much for subscribing to my video, and much love to all my people on Facebook and in Mexico. Te extraño todo, y te extraño todo en Guatemala. Mi banda, fuerte abrazos, ¿verdad? Y muchos besos para ti. Ok, adiós.